Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Susan Bernstein. I'm so happy to be with you again, and welcome to another episode of Leadership Lessons. This is lesson 7. I can't believe it. It just seems like time keeps going faster and faster. And this week, what I want to talk about uh, is that leaders don't ask permission. I'm going to get into what that is in just a moment. For those of you who haven't met, either in person or virtually, hi, I'm Susan Bernstein. I'm an executive coach and leadership consultant, and my mission is to help you master the strategy and psychology to elevate your leadership. You'll find me at drsusanbernstein.com. So today, I want to talk about professionals stepping up to leadership. When you step up to leadership, there's an unintentional mistake that I see lots of leaders making, and that is of asking for permission. They'll say things that they did early on in their career, like, hey, is it okay if I do this? Like, is it okay if I launch this new initiative? Or may I offer an idea? Or do you think it's a good idea to? Those were great questions early on in your career. You did need to ask permission early on in your career. It was important to check in, make sure you were doing the right thing, because you're so green. Now, look, as a leader, you may feel green too. You may be starting something that's a new initiative, a new project, a whole new subject area that you're taking leadership on about. But still, when you're in that leadership capacity and other eyes are on you and people are holding you to a higher standard, there's a way you want to change so that you build the influence that you want. So this is a habit that people have that they don't even know they have, of asking for permission. And it's often people who care a lot, who are very empathetic, who are very compassionate, who are very self-aware and good and communicative. And they're checking in like, hey, is it okay if I do this? They'll go ask their manager, somebody more senior to them, somebody at the VP level, director level, C level, whatever it might be, somebody more senior. So they'll go and ask. So instead, because this starts to make it sound like you're like this little cat, like begging, oh, please, please, please. And that's not what you intend, but your impact can often be different. Even though with that question, you intend to just check things out and create good communication, your impact may be that you come off as begging or insecure, and that isn't what you intended at all. But here's how to make the simple shift. So those tactics are well meant, but they're influence killers for leaders. And what you want to do, yes, of course you want to check in first, but asking in those ways can sound subservient and you can come off like begging and needing approval. And what you want to do instead to elevate your leadership and influence is to develop a recommendation first, an idea, even if it's a simple one. And one way to call this is to just say that this is a straw model, or this is just an early version of an idea, or that you're checking an idea out. You don't want to be too much like, I don't know. You don't want to say that, but hey, I have this idea, and you want to ask for feedback on the recommendation instead of asking for permission. So I've got this proposal. What do you think of it? Or how can we I've got this idea. How could we make it more successful? Here is this idea. What concerns do you have about it? Of course, you need to leave enough time between presenting the idea, the proposal, the thought, the suggestion, the recommendation, and getting that feedback. But leaders ask for feedback instead of permission. So start to notice if you're asking permission. Is it okay if, may I, could I, what do are you okay if I do this? That can come off like you're unsure of yourself. And I'm not saying you have to have giant bravado and bang on your chest or anything like that, but you do want to elevate your leadership and your influence. I'm sure there are ideas that you have that you want to get across. So this is a way that you can do that. So I hope that this is helpful to you. And if it is, and you are facing problems like this in your leadership and you're wondering what to do next, you're at some kind of a crossroads, you and I may need to talk about potential coaching. And I'd be totally happy to have a complimentary conversation with you if you're dealing with difficult people issues as a leader, or you've outgrown or need to grow into your position and trying to figure out what's next, or you need to boost your executive presence, the way you come off with things like the difference between asking a question and asking for permission and making a recommendation. So if you're interested in coaching, I generally work with people for a minimum of 6 months because change takes time. I welcome you to email or call me and set up a complimentary consultation. You can do that by emailing me at hello@drsusanbernstein.com or reach out by phone at 415-508-8250. Just put a 1 in front of that if you're calling internationally. And thank you so much for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care, everybody.